Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro. We're doing BAFTA predictions. It's late, but we had to get them out. It's been a busy time, but getting them out now so we can hold ourselves accountable, have some skin in the game, and we're gonna predict the BAFTA nominations. Now, before we get into that, we need to address that there's a lot of rule changes that are going to affect the nominees. They're going to be different, all right? We cannot pretend like these are going to be the same old BAFTAs. So, first of all, you may have noticed the long lists happened, which is like now the voters from all the different, they're not called branches, they're called chapters. All the different chapters, they all vote on what the long lists are as a first round. And then the purpose for the long list, and I kind of think this is cool, is so that people who are voting can watch all the nominees, and it's very easily digestible. And the second change is that there is mainly to the directing category and the 4 acting categories, not best film. All right, directing and the 4 acting categories. There are now 6 nominees, and they are being voted on by a jury.
Which is like 10 to 12 people.
The jury, I quote, juries are 10 to 12 industry experts put together by BAFTA, comprising of a diverse range of backgrounds, experience, and age. All right? So juries of 10 to 12 people are selecting the nominees in directing and acting categories, and nobody else's. This is very different. The acting categories previously were voted on by all members. So we go from 7,000 people voting to 10 to 12 people voting. It's going to be very different.
Yeah, I don't like this. I mean, I'm happy that it's a more diverse body overall. So percentage wise, you're going to have more diversity voting for the movies. But for it to be 10 to 12 people's opinions that are deciding the show, what's even the point of having yourself be an organization if you're not going to let them do everything and being like, whoa guys, we don't trust you with the nominations, we'll just do it ourselves. That's pretty odd. There's other things that they've done, adding more members. I completely support that. You go after members that are outside of your bubble. Sure, go ahead and do that. I don't understand why you need to feel the need to block everybody else out and say you're only nominated. We are the ones who decide everything.
The winners are decided by everybody, and all the technical categories are going to be decided by the editing branch is going to decide the editing nominees and all that.
It's really the categories that get scrutinized for acting categories and directing.
So that's the whole thing.
It's a weird response to an issue that I think is valuable, but it's a weird response.
And at the BAFTAs, they have had they've had a pretty strong issue with that.
They had a stronger issue than other places, it seems.
But yeah, it just feels so weird. It's all right, you guys fucked up enough. We can't have this anymore. We're just gonna put on a special council, and they're gonna decide everything. You guys can sit back and you get.
And I wonder how long that can last. They can't do that forever, right? I mean, especially if they get more diverse overall,
I don't
maybe
know.
they'll just stop doing it eventually. They've also made 6 nominations in most categories, so that's completely different. Okay.
Yeah. Well, not in most categories, just in those categories.
Oh, really? Just in those? Oh,
yeah, because they know that people are going to look at those categories because they want diversity.
So they have better odds of putting in somebody who's not white, etc.
Female
essentially,
and stuff,
or female if you're a director. So
these are I just tallied the total long list nominations. It might give you a sense of what could pop up. We've never had this before, so I don't know if The Dig having 9 nominations means The Dig gets some nominations. I have no idea what that means, but
yeah, something like Ammonite, which that could have 0. That could end up getting 0 nominations. It could end up getting a few. The Dig could get 0. It could get a few.
At the same time, when I look at the BAFTA categories and mostly the technicals, I find. Yeah, this is just kind of like predicting the Oscars. I don't really look at the technical categories from the past and think, oh, well, they go with their British favorites. They actually don't really. So
wait. A couple things to note here. Obviously, the fact that Promising Young Woman's leading, we could see that show up in costumes and stuff. Okay, that could be interesting. Maybe editing.
I don't know about that.
I think costumes is decently likely. We have Mauritanian getting a lot. Maybe that gets some. Saint Maud and Ammonite and Rocks are some big British films, and The Father. So we want to watch out for those films.
I hope Saint Maud gets some nominations. Anything that Saint Maud gets, I will cheer.
Yeah,
because it
Saint Maud. I would love for that to get an actress nomination. I would love for it to get a director nomination too. All right, Best Picture.
We're going with
The Father. You have it. Okay, right, because it's only 5. But so the quirk here is The Father getting in. A lot of people are predicting this. The Father is a British film. They like going for, they nominated Darkest Hour when that actually got the PGA. So if there's a British film they like and are proud of, they will go for it.
Yep. They're going to go for The Father.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking that. I'm thinking the same thing.
And Promising Young Woman is also a British film technically, and they will go for that. And then, you have your like kind of typical heavyweights, Nomadland, Chicago 7, and Mank. Shush. I guess Mank is snubbable. It would be kind of interesting if Mank didn't make it into a 5 here. But at the same time, it's like, what are they going to do? Put in like Sound of Metal, News of the World, Mauritanian, another round? I mean, I don't know. Those feel like possible, but I wouldn't bank on anything but Mank. I'm secure with the top 5.
You're gonna bank on Mank.
Everybody knows that this is the top 5. It's the top 5 on Gold Derby.
Yeah, but okay, sure. I agree that the 6 and 7 are News of the World and Sound of Metal. Those are the outside shots I could see getting in. Interesting that One Night Miami and Ma Rainey you have so far down, because I kind of agree. I don't think those are going to get nominated.
Yeah, feels typical of them.
They're like harder movies to love. They're easier to like.
Well, also just like the BAFTA doesn't, I don't know. Sometimes when there's a movie about like very American subjects or like, frankly, like movies about racism, like I think they're a little less likely to go for it.
And Best Film is outside of that jury, so anybody votes for it. So we're thinking the same kind of personality there.
British film, I put together 10. They had a short list of 20 here, and I basically just went with the ones that like had shortlist nominees, and like I ended up with a pretty easy 10 here. So we're not gonna like go through the whole thing, but and that's also an expanded category.
It's interesting that it's interesting that there's actually 10 there.
Yeah,
I mean 5 would have been fine. You'd get Saint Maud, you get Rocks, which are the really popular British films that they're kind of indie right now. They're not really getting awards attention anywhere else, but
also interesting. Supernova I didn't put on because that's only on the shortlist for Tucci, and I don't know. That's not much.
All right.
And then Debut by a British filmmaker, whatever. Okay. I just did. There you go. I took some of the ones.
And so Rocks did really well at the British Independent Film Awards.
I don't think those have that much value.
But I think it matters a little bit. And so that's why we're looking out for that. It has a really good critic reviews.
I'll also say that His House did pretty well at the British Independent Film Awards as well, and that'd be interesting if that got like an actress nomination or something.
Yeah,
would be interesting.
I know nothing about that movie. I did see Rocks like 2 hours ago, and it's a very good movie. It's very much like a naturalistic film, kind of like how Daniel Blake was a neo-realist film, and they really went for that. But that was because it's Ken Loach. I'm not expecting the same turnout, but it's getting very good reviews, and it is a good movie. All right, so director, so obviously Chloe Zhao, Fincher. I mean,
yeah,
Emerald Fennell, who's British, like, Florian Zeller, who's British. Sorkin, I think they'll still do him.
No, I don't know. Okay, listen here. If the jury is like very elite, right? Maybe the jury is very elite, and maybe the jury is aware that I have no idea. Maybe the jury is like very aware that they've been appointed, like, to ensure more diversity. I have no idea.
Sure, but Sorkin being one of 3 white guys. Okay, I mean,
well, wait, what do you mean one of 3?
Well, because you're talking about Florian Zeller.
Oh, sure. Well, I just think I'm kind of also just saying, like, if they are like more, this way, then maybe they don't like Sorkin. Maybe they don't like Glenn Close. And honestly, like,
I don't know about that.
But like 10 to 12 people, like, think about that. We're like, oh, the Golden Globes are like 90 people. This is 10 to 12 people. That's less than like nearly every critic group that we care about. And I don't know, they could go for anything here. Like, if we get crazy surprises, I'll just be like, well, there it is. Like, that's the effect of the jury. Like, and we're gonna see something. I think we're gonna see some stuff in this category, in the actress category. And I'm kind of just, I'm willing to just pick some safe picks here, and then I'm just gonna sit back and.
I don't know.
Watch.
I don't agree with you that it's gonna be like just crazy outside shots.
Well, it could be though.
I think Regina King could have a shot for One Night in Miami, even though I don't think that has a great shot for picture.
They do love Greengrass generally, but again, how much can we go off of what they've done in the past?
I think anybody from this 9 could get nominated. I think that's pretty likely, and I don't doubt Sorkin. I really don't.
Lee Isaac Chung would be interesting because
it's not long listed for picture.
Yeah, but the other thing is that the juries get saves, so like the regular BAFTA body votes on like 12 films to be nominated, and then the jury picks like 3 saves. And Minari has played very well in the directing and acting categories here. It's shortlisted quite a lot, but not so much elsewhere. So I wonder if like maybe the jury is like kind of into it and they're saving it, or I don't know.
And here's the other thing. The jury and also all the voters this year are required to see every single film. So the jury has to see all the long listed films. That's also another reason why they have the juries, because they can't ensure that the other people are going to see all the movies. So in that way, it makes a little bit of sense.
We can just keep going. I think.
So, but anyway, I mean, the fact that they're going to see all the films, like maybe people didn't see Minari, that's why it didn't get listed for best film, but they will see it, and so maybe it could get a best director. That's the other part that's really interesting here. Like, I'm kind of wondering, now that we're on best actor, Delroy Lindow not getting nominated, was that because The Five Bloods was just not seen that often? I'm really not sure. Maybe because they see it, they know, oh my god, Delroy Lindow is like one of the best performances of the year. It's a fact. The Sky's Blue, Delroy Lindow gives one of the best year's best performances.
Yeah,
so
he's top 3.
This is where normally I would say BAFTAs are not going to nominate him. But here, I think they could. I actually do.
Would you put him in the top 6?
I don't know if I put him in the top 6, but I might. And I might put in, and I might look at number 5 or 6 and say, which one of those could I see getting snubbed? Now, just to read them off, we got Boseman, Hopkins, Riz Ahmed, Gary Oldman, who's been getting in everywhere, Steven Yeun and Minari. Again, I mean, that would be. I'm not positive about Steven Yeun and Minari. What I think he's competing with is Tahar Rahim. I have a feeling that he's going to get in here.
Well, Mauritanian got double-digit long list mentions,
so they're paying attention to Mauritanian.
I definitely think that could happen,
and he's great in it. Everybody, I would be happy to see him get a nomination at the Oscars. And on my personal ballot, I would have him over Steven Yeun. Nothing against Steven Yeun if I was comparing both of them, but I thought he was great in the movie.
Mads Mikkelsen, who's been like very, very absent from the awards conversation, has a shot here. He does have a shot here. This is his best shot, and this is what's going to happen. If he gets in, everyone's going to say, well, now Mads Mikkelsen, he's coming for the 5th slot at the Oscar. He's going to pull it like a Willem Dafoe or something, or like a Banderas, and it's like, again, 10 to 12 people, like a dozen people, and you're going to go off that. Like, honestly, I am not ready to say if there's any surprises or any big snubs. I am not going to say that it means anything this year.
Yeah, and I actually don't think Mads Mikkelsen has as good a shot as everybody else thinks for this. I don't know why he's like number 5 on Gold Derby right now.
I'll put Delroy Lindo above him. Yeah, I think he has a shot. I'm not going to count him out.
He has a shot, but I don't know why people are thinking that. I could easily see him not get nominated. A lot of people are confident that he's just going to pull off this one here, and I think it's really these top 7. That's what I think.
You've disrespected the film drunk's dad.
No disrespect, because I would still nominate him. Like, he'd be my top 5. Or no, sorry, I'd be my top 6. I don't know about top 5. Like, there's a lot of good ones in
also, normally, I definitely would be predicting Steven Yeun to miss. Like, in a normal year, I would predict him to miss. I just don't know what's going to happen this year. And I don't know. Maybe the jury likes. I just.
All right.
Whatever.
I'm gonna move. I am scrolling. You can keep your hands in your lap.
This is a really interesting one. We might have to change number 6, but for now, like you got to keep the top 4. You got to keep Carey Mulligan, Frances McDormand, Viola Davis, and Vanessa Kirby. And I am predicting, and I hope it's true. I hope to goodness God, I hope to the God within that this is true. That Morfydd Clark will get nominated for Saint Maud. A brilliant, amazing performance that easily like takes on some of the best in this category.
I have a lot of hope for her in this category. I really do. I think she's going to get nominated. It's not that competitive. Look at who's number 6 right now. Look who's below her. It's Kate Winslet and Ammonite, who hasn't been anywhere.
Ammonite's been completely quiet. I haven't heard a peep out of that thing. I haven't heard a peep out of it.
So Mayford Clark, I mean, she's got to do it here. I feel like they won't care about hillbilly elegy, especially, you know, given how elite they are. They will not care about Amy Adams there.
And to be honest, I might have predicted Amy Adams if it were not for, like...
You think so?
Assuming a jury.
I don't know.
I might have. Because we know there's no Andrew Day here.
Now...
She's not on the short list.
Bucky Buckray in Rocks. She's really young in the movie. She's actually a teenager in the movie, maybe even a young teenager. So she's very good in it, but she's very, very natural. Like they may as well have plucked her, you know, off the street and put her in a movie. Like she's very natural. She's great in it. But that would be a strange one to nominate. If they love Rocks, maybe they could do it. And other than that, I mean, Sophia Loren having a comeback, I'm not going to bank on that. Another British film. I don't know much about this one, honestly, so you can take it over if you want.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, a normal list. Sophia Loren is just like, come on. At this point, like, everyone always thinks, oh, she's going to get in here, and she just never does. I'm not going to predict that. Interesting, Alfie Woodard is on here. She would definitely deserve it, but that movie is like a year old, which is kind of funny that it shows up now because it wasn't eligible last year. But interesting that she made the short list. If Alfre Woodard did get nominated, I'd be like, great, fantastic.
And lastly, I think some people are saying, oh, Jessie Buckley, watch out. Yes, she did get nominated for Wild Rose. I didn't see Wild Rose. People said she was great in it, but I don't think she's going to happen again.
That movie is not awards.
Yeah, I just don't. It's because the movie, like Wild Rose, was big. You know, they're proud of that one. Big British independent film.
Also, I want to say
it's not the same. Not the same.
The order has no bearing here. I don't care. Like, I don't actually think that Yoon Jung is number one. I just want to say I don't know who's number one for BAFTA.
Coleman.
And I'm just gonna leave it as like I think that they're getting nominated if they're in the top.
All right.
So you know Yoon Jung, Olivia Colman's getting nominated for sure. This is probably where she can win, if anywhere. Seyfried, I guess she's not like a lock, but
yeah, I'd still stick her in. I think this is my top 6 too. What I'm really wondering, because now I think Maria Bakalova's in here. I don't think she's gonna miss here. What I'm really wondering is whether Glenn Close can get in, because I think they could go for Helena Zengel. That's possible. And maybe, since they have 6 slots, maybe they would redeem Ellen Burstyn.
Done.
What do you mean done?
That's
like
done.
She's not coming back?
She's done.
Some people think Saoirse Ronan because she is Irish?
She's
Scottish?
I don't know.
Irish.
I like her.
People would say she's Irish. This would be interesting, plucking that out from St. Maud. She's very good in it, and she has a good amount of screen time. She's sort of recognizable. But... I mean, this is our like Oscar top 6 right here. You know,
I'm just playing safe here. We're playing safe because we don't know what's gonna happen, so we might as well just play it safe. Is how I'm thinking. Like, I mean, next year's predictions. You know, if things do go like astray this year, this year will be the only year that we can look at to predict these categories. We're gonna have to look back at this year and say, well, they didn't nominate Glenn Close because clearly they're very like hoity-toity and they don't want that.
I really don't know if Glenn Close is below Helena Zengel. That's my question, because News of the World is kind of a British movie.
No, it's not. It's just Paul Greengrass is British. Everything else is not.
All right, I guess it's a Western. But this is kind of playing it safe. Like, I think with this, you will get 5 out of 6, and that is kind of what you're aiming for here. You want 5 out of 6.
I think you're underestimating how insane this could be.
What? This category?
Any category. Saying that 5 out of 6 is safe anywhere.
I think you're probably going to get 5 out of 6. Why? I mean, it's usually not that much weirder.
Yeah, but it's so unusual. Like they've literally taken everybody who normally votes, taken all of them out and replaced them with like barely anybody.
All I can do right now is act like this is any other year for the BAFTAs.
I can't. I'm just going to say this is what's safe, and I'm going to put my hands up and see what happens.
All right.
Daniel Kaluuya, Sacha Baron Cohen, Leslie Odom Jr., Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, why not?
That high though? I don't know.
People are voting for him. People are like.
But do you think the sophisticated jury would look at that performance and go like, well, yeah, I mean, look, we're giving him the nomination for Ma Rainey. Like that doesn't need to happen.
I don't think so.
Because I mean, a lot of the, I don't know.
I don't know if that's a factor, but Paul Raci, I think with 6 slots, and Sound of Metal doing decently on the short list, I got to see him in here. I got to see him get in here. Yeah. And that would also keep him from being just a lone Critics' Choice type of thing. And I mean, it would be hard to. I also don't know who else to pick. I mean,
I have Stanley Tucci in here
because he's not British.
I don't really care.
An American actor.
I don't really care.
They didn't shortlist Colin Firth. They don't care about that movie.
That's strange. But they were forced to watch all the movies, which makes me think if Supernova has been seen, perhaps Stanley Tucci gets in here.
It's a perhaps. But, you know, Mark Rylance is their homeboy, right?
I guess. He's only been nominated one time.
Homeboy Rylance.
He's been nominated once.
Homeboy Rylance. Yeah, I guess so.
And and he's been nominated like virtually nowhere.
Bo Burnham could happen just because they might love Promising Young Woman a lot. They might over-nominate it. You know, every year not every year, but a lot of years they'll go crazy on a movie that other awards don't even go that hard on. Like The Theory of Everything got like 10 nominations, but not Bohemian Rhapsody. Bridge of Spies got like 10 nominations.
Yeah.
Nocturnal Animals got like 9. Yep. And then the Oscars gave it 1. Daniel Blake swept.
Yep.
So I Promising Young Woman, I guess, could be that movie. Even like The Mauritanian. I'm watching out for like something with double-digit shortlist mentions could be that movie this year, and it would be very weird.
Yeah, for this top 6, I feel like you need to put Boseman like below Raci.
I don't know about that.
As weird as it is to have Paul Raci in number 4, when you look at the competition, it's harder to say that Boseman is that strong and that Rylance is that strong. I have Stanley Tucci in. Okay, I do.
Go ahead. He's not British, though.
I don't know who I took out, but I have Stanley Tucci in. I'm just saying.
Go ahead. Do what you need to do.
Yeah, Cumberbatch for Mauritanian. Like, people really
also,
don't
the
like
fact that they shortlisted so many trial boys makes me think
this
they could
is
nominate
the
two.
only place they could nominate a second trial boy. And if they don't, I will go, ha ha! Hilarious! Nobody else got a single nomination throughout the season.
And Sacha Baron Cohen is not, like, by far the best in that movie at all.
No,
he's not even.
It doesn't make any sense.
He's not even top 2 in that movie. Original screenplay. Promising Young Woman, I think, is a shot to beat Trial here. Again, I think that's going to be up to the DG.
They could give Emerald Fennell an award, and she is British.
Mank, Minari, and Sound of Metal. I mean, that's the obvious top 5 here, kind of. I mean, I wonder if, like,
Judas.
They've caught on to Judas. I wonder if they could nominate that in, like, casting or something like that.
And again, the problem here, our original screenplay is not the jury, so it depends on whether people have seen it. Yeah, they're supposed to have seen all the movies, okay? But I guess we're still not 100% sure.
We're now on to the regular categories where they have, like, actual BAFTA members voting. So this is going to be normal, what we normally expect.
I don't think Rox would get it, but again, we don't.
Yeah,
I don't know if
you're right.
No, whoa, dude, it's fine at number 6. I'm not telling you.
No, but it's very like it feels like it's improvised.
Yes, it does. It feels very.
But I don't want to put it above.
But
there we go.
I don't think it's impossible. And why do you think another round? Why do people think another round? Oh my god.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Chill.
Give me
get it out.
Okay.
I'll get it out.
And you also need to fix the fact that Soul is above Rox. Soul isn't doing well with screenplay nominations.
Yeah, but Rox is nothing. And I'll tell you
don't
this.
Know that.
Okay, fine. All right. We've made a lot of changes, and we're sticking with this.
Yeah, and I don't know why people are like, oh, another round's gonna get. I mean, I just don't think that movie is gonna do that well anyway. I think it's like just a foreign film nominee. Not that Mads Mikkelsen isn't nomination worthy. It's just.
They shortlisted it a lot in major categories.
They did?
And okay. It's European, so they're not like far away from it. I don't know.
All right. I mean, I guess it's because they shortlisted it a lot. I guess that's why people are doing that.
And this one's kind of interesting. So, like, Nomadland the Father, obviously, One Night in Miami, I mean, you got to predict that. Ma Rainey is, like, low on Gold Derby here, and it's because they didn't nominate Fences. So, like, I get it. You know, they didn't nominate the August Wilson play once. I mean, does that say that they don't do it again? I'm just gonna predict it because if Gold Derby gets that wrong and I get it right, then it's like, well, you bitches like should have known, right?
I don't know. I don't see Ma Rainey getting in here. I see News of the World getting in.
But News of the World,
I really don't see Ma Rainey.
But is News of the World done?
No, it could get screenplay here. Who cares?
Also, The White Tiger could get.
And I think you need to move Borat up.
I don't care about
A little bit.
They're not going to do that.
All right.
The White Tiger might get it. That I am looking out for because that got not only did that get WGA, but
is the director like he's American.
It's not a British movie, but they shortlisted it like a decent amount. They shortlisted a couple actors and stuff.
Yeah, I really don't think Ma Rainey's gonna get it here. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't.
Do you think the Mauritanian's getting it?
Sure, I have the Mauritanian in, and I also have the News of the World in, and I think White Tiger get it.
Should I take out Ma Rainey for the White Tiger?
It would be bold, but you could. You could.
It would be bold, and I could.
Yeah.
But also, if Ma Rainey does get in, then we just look stupid, right?
No, I don't think I don't know why. I just don't think it is. It could, but
I'm just gonna keep Ma Rainey in. I don't know.
I'd say News of the World.
I'm a little scared of taking it out.
I don't know. I think you need to put that somewhere else.
I'd be a little scared of that.
Yeah, you're a little too scared. You're afraid.
Coward. I'm quite a coward on this.
Yeah.
Oh, Gold Derby thinks like I'm thinking of many things. Stop with that. That's not happening anywhere. It's not happening. That's like you thought it was happening for the WGA. You're all fucking wrong because nobody wants to touch that movie. They don't want to go near it.
I'm sorry. I need to put News of the World at number 4.
What the shit?
I'm sorry.
Why the fuck would they nominate News of the World at 4?
It's been getting nominated at places.
No, where?
WGA.
Yeah, they have nobody.
Critics' Choice nomination.
So that doesn't matter. The Critics' Choice we've learned today that they were outliers. They liked it way more than the PGA.
And you have the Mauritanian over that. Like, I just don't understand.
The Mauritanians, the British, they love it.
They like Greengrass. They're gonna pay attention to News of the World.
He didn't write it.
It makes sense that they would like it. Okay. I don't know. I don't agree.
How about you just say that? That's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
But it's in your personal top 4. I'm not letting you touch that.
Fine.
I'd rather put the White Tiger in.
All right. Okay.
Casting. This has only happened for 1 year. Last year, and the Joker won it. So it's like, when they say casting, it's not as it kind of does mean casting. It's like if you have a really cool casting of like 1 or 2 cast members, like the Joker, you don't necessarily need it to be the best ensemble thing. So. That being said, we almost have what the SAGs do. Trial of Chicago 7, One Night in Miami, Ma Rainey, Minari. I'm Promising Young Woman, edging out Five Bloods because I guess, Carey Mulligan being an actress frontrunner. Maybe Joker did very strong because he was the actor frontrunner. And I don't know. Sure.
Yeah,
Five Bloods,
this is kind of a weird one because I don't know how casting differs because, again, Joker won last year, so it's weird.
Oh, this is another category where they actually do have a jury deciding it.
Oh. Yeah, so that is part of the reason why I think the Five Bloods might get in here.
But there's no way
that Five Bloods has been doing well with ensemble nominations. The SAG, it has a Critics' Choice. Promising Young Woman has neither of those things. It doesn't even have Critics' Choice, does it?
I'll tell you this. They could go for Judas, too, because I think that they do like, this is a casting category. They like it when you do a good job casting a biopic or something.
Chloe is British too. Doesn't hurt. Yeah, I don't know about Promising Young Woman here.
I could see Mank Rocks. I could see anything out of that top.
I would love to see Judas here.
I would love to see Baby Teeth. Actually, I think Baby Teeth has some of the best ensemble of the year. Like those 4 central performances are incredible in Baby Teeth.
I didn't put. I'll tell you what. In my Gold Derby, I put in Five Bloods over Promising Young Woman. But now I'm looking at Judas, and I'm eyeing Judas across the room, and I'm saying, would love to see it. Cinematography, Nomadland Mank.
Oh, this is bold, but I'm sticking
What are you
with
doing
it.
with this? What's happening with?
What do you mean Tenet's getting nominated?
All right, sorry, I'm out of loop. All right,
and you'll see it elsewhere too.
And News of the World clearly. News of the World may as well be number 3. Okay, go ahead.
I'm waiting for your reaction.
Why is Midnight Sky here? What are you doing?
Okay, so here's the thing. They go for Oscar shit. First of all, I looked at all the technical categories, and I thought, gee, there's so many stuff on the short. What if they go for The Dig? What if they go for Ammonite? And then I look at the nominees. They don't go for weird shit. They do not go for weird shit. They go for very normal, easy to spot things. Space movies, blockbusters. It doesn't matter. They'll go for that stuff. So it's
but
weird.
Midnight Sky's not getting nominated anywhere.
It's gotten 4 cinematography nominations, which is more than Ammonite and The Dig and Judas.
Has anyone even seen The Midnight Sky?
It's on Netflix. Sure they have.
And you're also supposed to watch all the movies. But listen here. Okay,
I know
I don't
it's
accept
weird.
this yet.
It's hard to accept, but maybe you'll come around on it. It's weird.
I mean, Judas. Okay, so you have Ammonite and Judas. Ammonite is deserving, but I guess it's kind of an outside shot. Judas, I think you need to move above Ammonite. I'll tell you that.
I don't think I don't think that that's caught on at all for anybody.
Hmm.
And the dig, just from the trailer, I can tell that that cinematographer wants to be like Lubezki. It looks like Lubezki shooting Mudbound.
People are resisting you. They're saying it has bad cinematography.
I don't care if it has bad cinematography. I don't care. I'm predicting what I think could happen. I might be dumb as shit for this, but I literally don't know what else to do. It might be dumb as shit, and it might not be. Who knows?
I feel like Trial of Chicago 7 could get in here too.
That'd be weird though. They did nominate Ford v Ferrari.
Like I know,
really? Yeah.
And that's the same person.
Yeah. But that had better cinematography. Ford v Ferrari was like very good looking. That would have been a lock this year.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how. I wouldn't predict that. I think I probably went with Judas on Gold Derby.
They don't have it on Gold Derby. They don't have the technical categories on Gold Derby.
Okay.
So you didn't go with it. I'll tell you this though. I'm looking at the top 4 and I'm saying I got that. I got it. And then I'm just throwing my hands up in the air and going fuck it.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
But I don't. But what here is not a fuck it pick?
Judas or yeah, I'd say Judas. I don't know. Seems like kind of obvious to me.
That can be your personal pick.
I'm gonna pick Judas because I don't want to do the Midnight Sky.
I would love to see Ammonite though, or Saint Maud. Greyhound. Right. That's funny. That's funny that they picked Greyhound. Editing. I really wanted to say that Promising Young Woman was getting in here, and it could, because I think that has a shot for the Oscar. But I couldn't resist putting in Tenet. I couldn't resist putting in Tenet because they have been kinder to Nolan films in technical categories, including Dark Knight Rises, Interstellar, Inception. They've been kinder to it than the Oscars have. And so Tenet actually has been getting quite a lot of nominations. Generally, critics groups are nominating Tenet for editing. I don't think the Oscars will do it, but I think it could get in here.
Over Sound of Metal 2.
But Sound of Metal is 6. I think it's got a real shot. And Promising Young Woman, I think, is a shot.
And you're saying Tenet over Sound of Metal.
Yeah,
for editing.
I just think Tenet's going to happen, and The Father I think will happen too, because The Father.
Yeah, The Father. The Father's doing decently in editing anyway, and so that makes sense. I agree with The Father.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what gets in editing, because that is a category I'm really scratching my head at. If they nominate Sound of Metal, then I'm going Sound of Metal at the Oscars probably.
Yeah.
Score. This is interesting. So again, like as always, we're coming from the top 6 here. The top 6 seems pretty clear. And I didn't know what to take out, and I looked up how many nominations does James Newton Howard have? He has 8 Oscar nominations. He has a lot of Golden Globe nominations. He has 1 BAFTA nomination, and it's for The Dark Knight, which is shared with Hans Zimmer. And I guess he's like hiding behind Hans Zimmer's name. They barely even knew he was there. So they practically nominated him 0 times.
So you took him off for News of the World.
Yes, I took him off, and I put in Minari. And
yeah, I mean, News of the World's not like the most stunning score, I don't think, out of these ones.
And The Midnight Sky, they've nominated the spot like 10 times. I mean, hasn't everybody?
Yeah, so. I agree with this, actually. It'd be great to see Saint Maud here once again. It'd be great to see Ammonite here.
Would never get it.
Hopefully, I don't like the Five Bloods score, so we're hoping that doesn't get in. Personally.
Interesting that Promising Young Woman made the long list, I would say.
That's a good score. So, yeah, I guess,
Look, there's The Little Things.
Not too controversial to me. The Little Things. Oh, yeah. Because that's, what's his name?
Thomas Newman, yeah.
Thomas Newman. Production design, clearly Manx winning. We got News of the World, Ma Rainey, Tenet.
Another one for Tenet that I'm not predicting at the Oscars.
Really?
Well, I might. Nope, the period is there on purpose. The period's there on
why?
purpose. It's part of the style of the name. Yep, that's right.
Why do you not have The Father here?
The Father has been getting completely ignored in production design. Completely ignored.
By who?
Everybody. The art director still didn't even give it a contemporary nomination.
Oh, wow.
They've been completely ignoring it. And again, I look at the history of the BAFTAs, and they don't like play British favorites that hard in the technical categories. They go for like who you think the Oscars would nominate, and you know, Emma feels like that. You know, maybe that could be helped a bit for being British, but it's already pretty much a solid contender there. I think Mulan could definitely get it. They will nominate Disney films and blockbusters and such. And that is why I have Tenet in there. You know, they nominated like First Man and all that stuff. So,
well, everyone nominated First Man. Even the Oscars nominated First Man.
Interstellar.
The Oscars, did they nominate First? Yeah, they nominated that too.
It fits.
The Oscars like that.
Well, what do you?
Tenet's not a space movie though.
I don't care what it is. It's actually been getting some of the most nominations out of any movie.
Did it get a Guild nomination?
Yeah, it did. But I think it was in the.
It's interesting that Copperfield's not even on this list.
Yep, because it was last year and it only got Best Cast.
I don't think Promising Young Woman's going to get a production design nomination either.
I do think it's a little possible weird.
Though. Emma, though, I see that. I definitely could see that. Yeah, I think this is good. I would agree with all of this stuff. Maybe Emma above Tenet, but
perhaps. But at the end of the day, there's
costumes. This is where I think Promising Young Woman gets a weird nomination.
It's possible. And I do have News of the World at 5.
And you have this, which has been getting snubbed for costumes. It didn't get a Critics' Choice nomination, and it didn't get. Did it get a Guild? It didn't get a Guild nomination. So why don't you use your rationale from the previous category here and apply it to News of the World and costumes? Then we can say Promising Young Woman gets in, because I mean I kind of forget what costume design they do.
Okay, this is why though. It's because I looked at the history and I thought they don't go weird. They don't go like, oh, cool contemporary nomination. Like they just don't do it. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying like I was like, yeah, News of the World fits the bill.
Yeah, I mean that's true. There's just not a lot of period films this year because there's just lower budget movies overall.
Also, what were the costumes in Hillbilly Elegy? Like
is Mulan like a real costume movie? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so. It got nominated at both places so far.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I mean, yeah, I have Promising Young Woman in for this one, but I do think
have fun with that.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
I'll have fun with that if it happens. I'll have a lot of fun.
Okay.
I'll say we. Makeup and hair. We're putting Pinocchio in here, and we're putting Emma in here. And if Pinocchio and Mank get in here, that'll be 4 of what we expect for the Oscars. I feel like this would be the top 5 if Gold Derby had one. And yeah, Promising Young Woman is an outside shot here. Mulan as well. Everything else I don't really care to consider.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is weird. Look at that. What even? I don't have anything to say about it because everything else is weird there. I could totally see Pinocchio getting a nomination there.
And the Oscars, bitch. That is the most impressive makeup.
They're giving it to the movie with sound in the title. They don't even need to watch it. They just go, oh, metal sounds, that's sound design, right?
I'd bet both of my asses on Sound of Metal winning sound.
Both of them?
At the Oscars and the BAFTAs.
Okay. Yeah. Mank, News of the World. Greyhound, yeah. Tenet, yep. Now, Midnight Sky, I guess it's like being slightly edged out. I mean,
I just can't put it above the others.
Now, that is a space movie. You're like, oh, they gave it to the space movies. Well, Midnight Sky is a space movie.
I don't care. I think they're going to go with the other ones. And Greyhound showed up like more than it should have.
And has Tenet been getting? Have we been seeing the backlash yet? Have we been seeing it?
We did actually see it. That happened at the Cinema Audio Society.
And
no, excuse me. The motion picture. No, I was right. The Cinema Audio Society for sound mixing. Tenet was left out because the sound mixing is a problem. But it got in the sound editing guild.
Okay. Yeah, and Tenet could do decently here. But yeah, Midnight Sky could get in over something in here. Why not? Everything else like doesn't make that much sense.
Also, why is Sound of Metal getting editing nominations? Is it because people think like, oh, it's just Whiplash and I have to give it like editing too?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to watch it again.
I like the editing. Like when I watched it,
I think it's interesting. It's being considered an editing movie.
I thought it was very skillfully edited. Like I appreciated it, but it didn't ring to me as like, oh, voters are gonna like recognize like the great editing in Sound of Metal. It was weird.
Visual effects, Tenet, which just won the Critics' Choice. Midnight Sky, which is probably runner-up for the Oscar. Greyhound, sure. Mulan, sure. Mank, sure. News of the World. News of the World versus Mank. They're kind of similar in a way.
But the thing is
they both use visual effects in a very subtle way.
But the thing here is that I watched a visual effects breakdown for both Mank and News of the World.
Oh, nice.
And honestly, News of the World is more impressive than Mank, to be honest. They had a lot of visual effects I had no idea were there. And yeah, Mank has that too, but it's just like Mank is doing a great job pushing letting people know like, oh, Mank had all these hidden visual effects, but a lot of movies do that, and it's weird that we're only talking about how Mank's doing it this year when News of the World and plenty of other movies do it all the time. Like, oh, they like, you know, CGI'd in the background of like this scene. Like, yeah, they do that like a lot of fucking movies. Like, it's not that weird.
You mean the Hollywood sign wasn't really there in the background? Huh.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I think it's being overhyped here. Like, obviously the visual effects are really skillfully used, but I don't think that Mank deserves more credit for that than other movies. But it is building a narrative, so I'm going to keep it.
This is fine. This is fine. I think Mank could get a lot of nominations. What I really hope doesn't happen is that News of the World pulls off like a ton of nominations out of nowhere.
Oh yeah,
that would make me really unhappy, but it could happen. They loved like Bridge of Spies. I don't know why that's like coming to mind, but it is them loving Bridge of Spies and nominating it everywhere.
There are 3 nominees in animated feature, by the way.
Animated feature, there's 3, so there's a cutoff here. To remind you. Now, you think... Okay, Soul Wolfwalkers, clearly. Aww, sleepy puppy. Okay, clearly, top 2. Now, me think Onward. You think Over the Moon.
It's just, you know, 2 Disney movies in the same category, and they do go a little artsier here. And I guess Over the Moon's not artsy, but
it's not artsy. It's like a kids movie, and it didn't get as good reviews as Onward.
It was close.
I see people loving Onward more. That's why I'm gonna predict Onward.
Actually, Gold Derby thinks like the Willoughbys kind of, because they think a little more weird in this category.
Well, I don't think the Willoughbys. And I think that Gold Derby was funny. I thought it was funny that I had to pick Onward from number 5. But I did. Documentary. We got the classic. Oh God, Time isn't here.
Yep, Time's not here, and Boys State's not here.
I'm gonna plug Time again as being one of the best movies of the year.
And Boys State.
My goodness, and Boys State, one of my favorite movies of the year. But Collective and Dick Johnson are very good movies, and they are here. So they are battling it out for the win. Now, they did a really weird job in this category. Okay. I don't know what you probably researched this more than I did, but why is Crip Camp at number 7? That movie has seemed like I've been hearing a lot about it.
It's one of those archival documentaries that people think is just not getting the Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll get in.
But nothing is even in this category.
The Dissident is a long shot weird pick. Weird intuition pick. So maybe you should put it above that.
Okay.
I don't really have a good reason for picking The Dissident at 5.
All right.
It was just a feeling.
Why do you have... What is the My Octopus Teacher?
Octopus Teacher was on the director long list. The best director long list. All right?
Wow.
That's why I did it. And
that's crazy.
Wait, was it director or was it like... It was something weird. But that is a Netflix documentary about a scuba diver who like befriends an octopus. And it's supposed to be very touching. So it seems kind of interesting and
also long listed. Oh yeah, director. Yeah. Okay.
And David Attenborough, like this documentary got on a few long lists, so I was like, sure, let's throw it in here. David Attenborough, they probably love him. He's probably a national treasure there.
Yeah, I don't really know much about him, to be honest.
You do. He's the Planet Earth guy.
Oh, okay. He sounded familiar. Yeah, then I'd say Crip Camp makes sense for number 5.
I guess.
All in, The Fight for Democracy. That could get an Oscar nomination. It is about American politics, though, so perhaps there's like less of a, they don't feel that as much.
That's why.
But at the same time, what's happening now in the world is like, wherever they make a movie about politics, people in any country will go, "Oh my God, that's like over here." So maybe, it's the same in Europe. Europe's not that much different. They just don't have hardcore Trumpists believing the election was stolen, but they still have like a weird, quirky like right wing and everything.
Collective being number 1, I thought that because I thought people in Europe probably like know about that like disaster more. It was
The
probably
voter
like
fraud?
yeah, it was probably more like in the news.
People
for
in
them.
Europe like don't understand how we have all these like like voters. Sorry, not voter fraud, voter suppression. People don't understand how we have all these voter suppression issues here. And I'm not talking about what Trump said. I'm talking about like Stacey Abrams in Georgia, like people, you know, not having like as much access to vote in certain areas
or
by
like
design.
strategic like closing down of areas of like voting in certain areas.
Yeah.
Just say that.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, being like, oh, like the poor areas have to fund their own like voting stuff. It's like, well, they're poorer, so they can't have as many like they can't attend to that as much as well as other people. So poorer people don't vote as much. That's what happened in Georgia. I think it's getting better. I don't know.
But yeah.
Anyway, Truffle Hunters, you know, could happen too.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird documentary, but it seemed kind of good. International feature.
This was interesting.
Clearly, you know, top two, like they got a lot of long list nominations, and I think Minari will win here.
It's actually,
again, I'm not going to go against it.
But if anywhere another round beats Minari, it's here.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
And also,
was
like,
another round long listed for picture for film?
I think it was.
And Minari was not.
That is true.
That's interesting.
Exactly.
I am taking note of that.
And they both got a decent amount of long list nominations. Bakurau's here, which is kind of interesting. That hasn't been at any other major awards.
Yeah.
Collective. And I put in Quo Vadis Ida. What?
Bacurau.
All right, thanks. And Quo Vadis Ida, which is probably going to get the Oscar nomination. And, you know, going up.
Yeah, I liked
And then
Bacurau. I'm going to say it
Les
myself.
Miserables and then in The Life Ahead, I really wanted to put on here, but, like, this is stacked. Like, compared to other...
Wait, Les Miserables,
like,
that's the movie that got nominated last year at the Oscars from France?
Yep,
wow.
last year.
And there it is. So, yeah, wait. You didn't even have that in? What?
I think that there is a problem when you see movies that, like, you know, they were they were buzzed about last year, they were campaigned last year. It's like a year too late. Like people don't care as much, so I gave it a little less priority. And The Life Ahead is also like, I'm kind of surprised I'm leaving it out, but again, like when you have Minari and Bacurau, like all these movies there, I'm just gonna have to leave it out because it's not as good. Life Ahead is not as good.
Collective, I think they will like. I feel like they will like that movie. Quo Vadis, I don't know much about that, but I'm curious why you have that above those two movies.
It's very, very buzzed about. People love it. People just love the movie.
Okay, interesting category though. We could see some brutal snubs. Brutal. And this is everything.
That is everything.
We're done. All right, let's go to the comments and see what people are gonna say. Well, they're gonna take a second to realize that we're like actually looking at the comments now.
Well, yeah, we're gonna do a reaction video, obviously, and we'll see if these predictions come true. We'll see if like we have any business even trying to predict those jury categories. I mean, we'll fucking see.
Okay, so if Time, like people are still talking about Time. If Time doesn't get nominated, I'm gonna be really upset. I follow them on Instagram. Okay. And
what do you mean at the Oscars?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because somebody suggested it's this year's Apollo 11, but it's not archival. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Time?
Some of it is literally
only
like,
some of it though, but a lot of it's like very, you know, artfully shot like by the director. So I don't consider it the same there. Let's see. There's some Mank fire in the comments about, you know, why people hate it. I think Mank's good. It's just like it's hard when that movie's taking out other people's favorite movies.
Oh my god.
When it's harder to be passionate about it. But Mank is all around like a very well done movie.
Yeah, everyone's debating.
Oh yeah, look at that, some Mank love. In
they
the
won't
comments.
stop. They've been doing it since October, and they won't stop. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't see too many. You know, someone says they have Alfred Woodard in. That would be pretty cool. I didn't see that movie, unfortunately.
I would love it. Clemency was very good. Very good.
Dear Comrades, someone thinks that will get the fist slot at the Oscars. Okay.
Could.
What
oh
else?
my god, more Mank shade.
Wow. Well, that's because I was just talking about it again. Could Greengrass get in?
Yeah. That would be like a complete blow to me because I got so happy today that movie was left out of PGA, and if it has a strong showing at BAFTA, then that kind of makes it Darkest Hour all over again.
Because Greengrass got in for the
Born Ultimatum and
movie.
Captain Phillips and United 93, which he won for, so they do like.
Well, Captain Phillips obviously, and United 93 also was at the Oscars.
Well, yeah, I mean let's also be honest, like,
and also he's not using his original style for this movie.
It's not his best. It's not his best. It's probably worse.
It's not his best work. So, all right, I think there you have it.
Yeah.
Well, News of the World Hate too. I don't know. Keep it coming. I don't disagree. It's a fine movie, but what's top 5 for? Okay, I don't know. We're not gonna get into personal picks, but let's wrap it up, I guess. Look at the dog.
Oh,
look at the fucking dog. It's so cute. It's like this is like the cutest little specimen angel, cuddly little teddy bear thing. Like look at her. So cute.
Also, the DGAtor tomorrow. It's going to be insane. A lot of stuff happening. So, we'll brace for all of that. And then the Oscar prediction. We can do Oscar predictions, final Oscar predictions, because it's all coming to a climax here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. How's your British uncle doing?